This is the VOA Special English Health Report. Dementia is the loss of mental abilities caused by brain disorders that affect memory, thinking, behavior, and judgment. The most common cause of dementia, especially in older people, is Alzheimer's disease. It causes up to 70% of dementia cases. Worldwide, an estimated 36 million people are living with dementia. A new report predicts that number will increase to more than 115 million by 2050. The report is from the World Health Organization and Alzheimer's Disease International. The number of cases in the heavily populated developing world is expected to grow as more people live longer. The report says more than half of those with dementia now live in low and middle income countries. This number is likely to rise to more than 70% by 2050. People are living longer because of better health care and increasing wealth. But the report says dementia is not a normal part of growing old. Shekhar Saxena is the Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Research at the WHO. He says dementia is often not recognized. It is commonly mistaken for an age-related decline in functioning because it can mimic age-related problems, and also it progresses slowly. Even in high-income countries, only 1/5 to 1/2 of the cases of dementia are routinely recognized. This percentage is much lower in middle and low-income countries. Martin Prince is a professor at King's College, London. He says many people wrongly believe that dementia and Alzheimer's disease are not problems in poorer countries. He says findings from recent studies in Western Africa conflict with the belief that Alzheimer's disease is rare on the continent. There are fewer older people because life expectancy is shorter. But among people who live to old age, he says, rates of dementia look quite similar to high-income countries. The WHO says treating and caring for people with dementia currently costs the world $600 billion a year. That includes the reduction of earnings for people with dementia and their caregivers. The agency calls for greater efforts to identify dementia early and to educate the public and provide better care. Dementia may be incurable, but health officials say much can be done to improve the lives of people who have it and support their families and caregivers. To learn more about Alzheimer's disease, go to voaspecialenglish.com. For VOA Special English, I'm Carolyn Presutti. This is the VOA Special English Health Report. Increasing evidence suggests that being active can reduce a person's risk of dementia. Dementia is the name for the effects of Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and other brain disorders. People may be considered to have dementia if they lose abilities in 2 or more areas, such as memory and language skills. Other signs of dementia include a loss of ability to think clearly or control emotions. The World Health Organization says about 35 million people worldwide are living with dementia. Most studies of exercise and dementia depend on self-reporting, asking people to report their levels of physical activity. Laura Middleton is a researcher at the Sunnybrook Research Institute and the University of Waterloo in Canada. She says there are problems with self-reporting. It does a very good job of capturing jogging or biking or tennis, but does a relatively poor job of capturing low-intensity activity like walking or daily chores, which may also be important to the risk of cognitive impairment. So Professor Middleton led a team in a new study to measure activity levels scientifically. The study lasted 5 years. Almost 200 people took part. Their average age was 75. The people drank small amounts of what scientists call doubly labeled water. It contains forms of hydrogen and oxygen that can mark or label these elements within body water. This way, scientists can measure energy use through urine tests. The research showed that the greater the level of activity, the greater the reduction in the risk of memory loss and other cognitive impairment. The study is published in the Archives of Internal Medicine. In a second study, French researchers reported on exercise and dementia in women with heart risks like obesity or diabetes. Marie-Noëlle Vercambre of the Foundation for Public Health in Paris led the study. The findings suggest that even a half-hour walk at a quick speed every day could lower the risk of cognitive impairment. Dr. Eric Larson of the Group Health Research Institute in Seattle, Washington, wrote a commentary about the studies. It's not obvious to people that exercise would make your brain healthier, he says, but the latest findings add to the evidence that it does. For VOA Special English, I'm Carolyn Presutti. For more health news and to learn English, go to voaspecialenglish.com.